Hello, everyone. Audrey Fernandos here. Super pumped and super excited to hang out with all of you here. I hope you've had some nice chai or whatever that is to keep you all nice, excited, and learn about financial freedom. I'll start with gratitude. Really grateful for each one of you here to spend this next an hour or bit with us. Let's make this a beautiful space of learning and growth. Let's make this 1 hour really count. And let's commit to at least one action we can take from here that will change our life forever. Is it okay? Can we show a thumbs up? Love it. Love it. So, money mindset for women. That's the workshop today. Now, we love to set some standards before we get started with the workshop. I'll quickly go through our journey so you know who you're listening to. It's just to share that we are on a journey and we have been through our challenges and love to empower women. Our mission is to empower women. Personally, I have been through domestic abuse and a lot of personal tragedies that got me onto this journey of self-discovery and personal development. And financial freedom was one of the very important decision I had to make to myself because I realized that I am my own hero, that relying on somebody else was not going to help. I had to stand for myself. And it was a very uncomfortable decision. But the moment I made that decision and I took responsibility for it, it was extremely powerful. So in 2017, after going through a lot of personal tragedies, which included going through cancer, domestic abuse, bullying at work, where I decided to take this drastic step to own a franchisee for a fitness center with Shwetha, who I just had met in the gym. It turned out extremely amazing, our partnership. But now looking back, it was a huge risk to actually just get out of the corporate world. I was in IT. To get out of the corporate world and suddenly get onto this adventure, so to say. It was the best decision, but it was very risky. From then on, pandemic struck, and we went on to start our coaching business because gyms were impacted here in Victoria. And from then on, had another challenge with my relationship of cheating and shit happened. So sorry for my language, but shit happened, and which were got us pivoted it further ahead, which was Esau was born in 2024, which is 1 year. But the trajectory from there was just phenomenal because so much had gone wrong that there was this whole fuel pushing us towards the next, where Esau was born, which is a business consultancy. We create an ecosystem for business owners to scale. Then BGN was born, a business networking group to help small business owners to hang out together, to love and bring compassion and not competition. Then Tiny Temples was born with little toys, with educational toys for kids to learn mantras from. And Sales Authority was born to actually help small business owners with sales. So it's been a phenomenal journey, and I'm super thrilled to be here today to share some of the insights that I've learned throughout the years. These are some of the photos and awards that we have received, along with my partner in crime, Shwetha Shankar. We do a lot of workshops. We do a lot of, work with Global Women's Peace Network. We work with Full Circle charity. We love working with organizations, especially supporting women. This is some of our crazy workshops. As you can tell, everyone goes nuts, but it's good in a good way.
It is that.
Okay, so let's get started with what the workshop today is. Financial abundance. If you had asked me this question 9 years ago, I would not have known what is financial abundance. I would love to hear from you because each one's definition is very different. Each one's story is very different. Each one's belief system is very different. So I would love to hear from you. If you can come off mute and tell me what is your understanding or what is your belief? What is your definition of financial abundance? Who is the brave one?
The ability to
Enough to be happy in life.
I love that. So enough to be happy in life. Yes,
the ability to choose.
ability to choose. Powerful. The ability to choose whatever, however you want to live life. I think there was someone else sharing. Varsha, yes.
I think financial abundance is where I know if if there is a moment where I won't be able to get the income that I keep getting every month, at least I'm set up. It's like an emergency fund for the rest of my life, to be honest.
Yeah,
Like I know if something were to happen, I'm secured. Not in a very big way, but at least my bare minimum basics are covered.
love that. And big way is also good. Big basics is wonderful, a good start, but we can dream big. Love that.
Not,
Anyone else?
sorry.
Yes, Kirti.
Not having to crunch numbers
Yeah,
for things that matter to me the most. Like I shouldn't have to look into my bank account to
yeah.
be involved in a charity or to provide for, things that are very important, close to my heart. So if I'm able to do that without having to crunch numbers to my heart's content, I think that's financial abundance for me.
Love that, Kirti. Love that. Thank you for
You
sharing that.
you spoke to me. You spoke my mind, Kirti. Same.
Love.
Love it. We've got some people here who've spoken as well. Lakshmi, take control over life. And Valli says more than just the basic needs. Malala said ability to decide and execute ideas and decisions immediately, grow together with the society as a whole. Wow.
Love that. Love that. And all these definitions and so much more, right? Abundance in true sense is just having unlimited access to everything. And we all love a world where we could have the freedom to choose, freedom to live the way we like. So let's explore how we can maybe set ourselves towards financial abundance. Is that okay? So, mindset of having enough and more now and in the future. Feeling secure, empowered, and free in your financial choices. Not about being rich, it's about having the peace and control over money and being able to care for yourself, your family, and your dreams. How beautiful is that? So, I want to start the session with introducing you to this little friend of ours, little Kalai. Okay. So little Kalai was born in some part of India, a little town where her parents made ends together, did all the stuff that they were needing, they were required to actually bring her up in the best possible way. Little Kalai had access to bits, but she saw her parents struggle every single day with the challenges that they had to make, the decisions they had to make to bring her up with an amazing life. So, when going through and watching this around her, what will be Kalai's conditioning? What would be her thought process? What would be her beliefs? I've highlighted some of them here. I would love to explore them with you. A little Kalai is amongst all of us here. We were born to migrant parents back in home. Some of us came for studies here, some of us might be fortunate to come that parents migrated here. Who's here come for studies or got married and came in adult life? Yeah,
Sorry, can you repeat that?
you came in to study here and then creating a living here, or you were born here?
No, we
Came here.
first-gen migrants, so we came here in our late 30s, early 40s.
Absolutely. So, most of us here were probably born in part of India and saw our parents doing things, earning in Indian rupees and then maybe supporting us to actually uh, send overseas, right? So, the conditioning that we saw was that women are often expected to prioritize family over finances. Who's had that? I saw my mom constantly striving hard to cook and clean and make sure everything is taken care of. And she often mentioned to me that I wanted to, create a career, I wanted to do something big. However, I'm doing what it is. You shouldn't be like this. You focus on your life and career. But I saw what she did, right? We learn by saying what people say. We learn. My mom said, you have a separate bank account. But the first thing I did when I got married was opened a joint account with my husband. I wanted to live that woo romantic Bollywood romance, like let's do this together, and my life is going to be different. It's going to be romantic, fairy tale, and I wanted to be like mom. Then guilt around spending or saving for themselves. It's all about let's do it. I wanted to give him everything. Let's do it together. It's not about me. It's about us. Let's spend, right? For the family, keep it for the family. Dependence on partner's income. I saw my mom. My mom told me, no, you stand for yourself. But I saw that my dad was taking control of finances. What I wanted was my husband to take care of all the finances. I didn't want to look into it. He should invest in shares. He should look at investments. I just wanted to be the homemaker. Cultural beliefs. I had a belief that men know how to handle money. Women don't know how to handle money. My dad knew it, my mom did. And then there was so much else to do for a woman, right? To take care of other things, to take care of the grocery and the cooking and creativity in the kitchen and the house and decorating the house, and so much energy being spent on that. So all this conditioning, Kalai had that conditioning in her, right? And then you come overseas to a country which operates slightly different, but you bring your conditioning from there. That's how she came here. So Sai has written, come as a visitor and now become student, but financially so hard to continue life here with 24 hours of work in a week. Now I understand what is money, but country show me this in 3 years. Yes. It's hard, right? Thinking about rupees and then suddenly. So it was a big shift when I went through the abuse and everything. I realized that mindset is just choice. I had to start with my mindset. I had to shift my mindset because all these other aspirations of I want to make it big, but my husband should act on it was all there. The conditioning was all there. So I had to shift it that the power was within me. I could take action. If he's not taking action, I would take action. So I had to break from that conditioning of can't. A woman is the full circle within her. I love this quote. Within her is the power to create, nurture, and transform. We can transform. We have the nurture energy, Mother Earth, right? It's feminine. We have the real energy within us. So how can we transform? So what I want us to do is really, really tap into what are the conditioning that we've had. Because that's the step one before going ahead with how can I create a side business? How can I create an empire? What can I do with life? Let's break through the conditioning first. So I'd love to hear from you. I can't manage money. I thought of that. I thought like that. But then circumstances made me realize that I can learn at any stage. I must sacrifice for my family. When I went through that abuse, I realized that I have to grow. I really have to grow. Only then any relationships I get into will work. My growth has to be priority. So the financial healing is emotional healing. If you're able to rewrite your story, the conditioning that Kalai had to change, right? So let's become aware of what is the conditioning you have. It might be slightly different from this, or it could be something else. But we are all on this financial abundance webinar, right? We're all about building wealth. So, what is it that is really coming in the way? Or it could make you even further beyond what you are right now. So, let's unpack. Come off mute and say, what would be a positive reframe of for Kalai, I can't save? If Kalai came and told you, I can't save, what would you tell her? Come off mute.
Reframe and say, I'm making steps to save.
Beautiful. Absolutely. I'm taking steps to save. Anything else? Anyone else? Come on, let's do it. Think about the languaging. What are you going to think of Kalai as the you or think of the Kalai as your daughter? If she comes and says, no, I can't save.
Just a skill set. We can develop it.
Yes.
If I can't save,
We need
nobody can.
to, yeah, I think we need to look in which place we are and try to get the right help.
Yeah, I can seek help to save.
Seek help as in the right form, what we can do to save in the right way, the right
Absolutely.
groups of people, something like this group.
Love that. Love that. I'm not educated enough. What would you reframe to Kalai and tell her? Kalai says, I'm not educated enough. What can you say? I can learn. Yeah. You can learn, Kalai. We all can learn at any stage. I'm just a homemaker. What would you tell Kalai? It's never too late to start. It's time to change that. Love that. I can start small, even $5 matter. I'm not educated enough. I can learn step by step. I'm just a homemaker. I'm a leader in my family. How does that sound? Language is everything. Your self talk makes a huge difference. Think about the little child, little Kalai within you. Whenever you say something, she's listening. Our words shape our future. Speak to yourself with power. And you can choose to see yourself confused, or you can choose to see a superwoman within you. Who wants to choose to be a superwoman? Show of hands if you choose to be a superwoman. Yay! Okay, further. Transforming self talk and relationship narratives. from he handles the money. Come on. What can you reframe that to? Kalai comes and tells you he handles the money.
We handle the money.
Love that. From I am not earning. Or how would you reframe it? Come on, come on, come on.
It's our money. It's family money. Doesn't matter who earns, but if you can, go ahead and earn some more.
Love that, Kirti. Boundaries around knowing and setting yourself up with position. If you're the homemaker, the money that is coming in is yours too. And you have the right to discuss how do we move forward. But again, for that, education is very important, right? So really knowing, learning how you can together build a beautiful life. From this is not the right time. How would you reframe it?
I'm starting today.
Love it. I deserve to understand and manage too from he handles the money. From I'm not earning, I create value every day through care and labor. From this is the right, not the right time. Small steps now create big changes later. I don't know if you have seen this quote. When I saw this quote first time, I was blown away. I thought about quitting, but then I noticed who was watching. Can you see the little cup there? Little Kalei was brought up with all the conditioning that was there with her parents. Now, if we continue to live with that conditioning, our kids will also adopt that conditioning. We have made a big move to move into a first world country here, and we can change our life. We have the ability, the tools, the resources here are plenty to make that shift and change the life. So speak abundance over your life. Your children are listening too. So I want to go through this beautiful framework. And this framework is very, very powerful because it helps you to recognize where you are and where you're heading. It's called the AAA model, right? So right now, what we have done with that little exercise, but that little exercise doesn't stop in this session. That exercise is for you from this point onwards, after you finish this webinar, to a lifelong, to recognize what is your language, how is your language limiting you towards your abundant future, and becoming consciously aware of it, right? That's the step one. Just becoming aware that, oops, I did it again. But that awareness is also a significant step, because without awareness, we cannot change it. You will see there are lots of adults or lots of senior adults who still go through living unresourcefully with unresourceful language. I'm not well, I always fall sick, I'm so stupid, I'm always doing these mistakes, I can never learn, I'm just not made for this, I can never build success, I can never manage finances, in all different forms. The moment you become aware and you realize, I did this self-limiting, self-deteriorating, self-criticism act, and that is a very, very significant step. Who agrees? Show of hands. Now, when you recognize that you have done that again, or you have recognized, the next step to go is acknowledgement. Because what happens is, when you start becoming aware of your behavior and you realize that it is not good for you, some people start demonstrating self-criticism again, that I keep doing it. That's where we need to bring compassion, which is acknowledgement. That honor yourself, you at least become aware of it, right? And that is the step two. A real genuine acknowledgement to yourself that you did it, but going forward, I'll be more mindful about it to not do it again. And the third step is action. So we're going to cover all these three steps, right? We covered the awareness. Now we'll go into acknowledgement, and then we will go through some of the steps that we can action to build a better financial future. When women support their own financial power, they can change generations. Who genuinely believes that? We have the power to change generations. Because little Kalai learned it from her parents, right? Most of it from her mom. If we are able to empower our kids, our daughters, our sons, how beautiful will their future be and the next generations be? Okay. So can we make a pact going forward to acknowledge ourselves For us, probably not taking the action. For us, probably not going forward and taking that one extra step to manage finances. I acknowledge myself constantly that I could have potentially done much better. But if I knew better, I would have. I should have educated myself, which I continue to now do. So bring compassion. So I would love to hear from you. Anyone who wants to, who is, wants to be vulnerable and share, what do you acknowledge yourself for with your money beliefs, your money mindset? And what is the commitment you want to make going forward from this session onwards?
More you share, the more you learn.
Let's hear at least a couple of acknowledgements. Yes?
I believe myself more, so I can do more. So I have my self-awareness, like I can do anything. So
Beautiful.
that's my acknowledgement. And this session as well give me more knowledge on that and progress how to do this. So I believe.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you. I will educate myself financially. Yeah. However, acknowledging yourself for maybe until now not taking that action, for maybe not taking that extra step, and saying to yourself that it's okay, I am going to do it going forward. That I may sometimes not consciously be able to action, but the moment I realize it, I will start taking action, right? Consciously trying to align yourself with the goal of financial abundance. What happens is sometimes we think about financial abundance, thinking about building wealth, but our actions are not taking us towards the journey. It's like, I want to go to US, I want to go to US, but I never go and check the ticket prices. Like, I will never know if I have enough or not, right? Maybe I have the money sitting in the bank account and I could go and buy the tickets, but I'm not even making an effort to check. So until I check the tickets, the pricing, I don't know how much to save. So it's the same thing, right? If you say you want to build finances, financial wealth, financial abundance, you want to be self-independent financially, you got to know what it means. You got to know. And if you haven't done it yet, you got to acknowledge yourself that it's okay. But I'm attending a session today and I will continue to educate myself in the future. And I'll start now. Is everyone there or where is everyone? I see a lot of black on the screen. Can't see your
No, I'm here. Everyone, I think everyone is here.
face.
Mm.
Hey,
I think
Zoe.
everyone is just way too involved in processing what you're saying. So
Ooh, I would love to, if any questions, please ask, guys.
So this is also I want to make what acknowledgement on that, how people to come on the screen first, talk more interactive, and in this that also I want to do this acknowledgement, how to do that.
It is, right? And it's one of the things my mentors had said very, very initially when we used to work attend during pandemic, we used to attend all these sessions and everyone was off screen. And we think that we want to hide, and I used to do that as well. And then they're like, you're showing up for the person who is speaking because that person also comes with a lot of limiting beliefs. The person also is scared, and showing up literally gives them validation that they're making sense because it helps them to, if I imagine I were to talk on the blank screen. So it's embodying that and like doing the universal circle of energy.
I have a positive acknowledgement to make. I'm
Yes.
pretty proud of the financial contributions, not just in terms of earning, but just planning finances for my family. And I also acknowledge that it's just a start and I have a very long way to go. And I should probably just get my skill set and support group right. So that it is a process. So yeah, it's a positive and to do acknowledgement there.
Thank you, Kirti. And as you said, the support group, right? You are the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. Surround yourself with the people who are aligned in the direction of building wealth. If you surround yourself with people who are constantly looking for the next gadget to buy, next bag to buy, next best looking dress to buy, then you will slowly have your conditioning in that same direction. But if you surround yourself with the people who are looking at next investment to make, next, how to build shares portfolio, how to build, wealth through other ways, then chances are you will start doing that. Cool, let's move forward. Now we will go through a few strategies for action. And after that, we'll have some time for questions as well. So any specific questions, Pooja has shared a lot of questions, but we'd love to take care of a lot of questions as well. So let's go through. Are we ready for action? So we've done the awareness, which your self-talk, you got to watch around. Acknowledgement, always acknowledge yourself for where you're at and how you're moving forward. And let's go through action. This is a game changer. Many, many, many women ask, how do I manage my finances? If you want to take a screenshot of this, you can, or we can send you a slide later. We use a similar equivalent of this into our business finances as well. Because even business needs to make strategic decisions. The same way, personally, we need to make strategic decisions. Anyone familiar with this concept? The jars. Beautiful. What we personally recommend is keep 5 different accounts, right? Completely different accounts. Your pay salary comes into one account, and then you can distribute your things around in different accounts, right? So first thing is your rents, bills, and groceries. Now, very important to know the percentage. So you got to thrive and aim that it is capped at 60% of your total income, right? If it is not, then it's about time to look at that before you go into anything else. Very important. Your rent, bills, grocery, mortgage, everything should come into that. And then is your personal pay. Personal pay 10-15% for your own this. Highly recommend sometimes you can take 10% as well as a bonus for you, because it thrives you, the coffees and all makes a difference to you. So paying yourself 10% to actually just have the little pleasures in life is very important. We've come all the way here, manage that. Then the emergency fund, which somebody had said would love to have that, right? So 10 to 15% put in a completely different bank account, not even a connected bank account, like out of sight, out of mind, right? Monthly something going into an emergency fund. And then there is a growth jar, which is investment, side hustles, startups, things that you can start investing into that will help you to build more income. That's the 5 to 10%. And then many of you love to give back, right? So you can put in a give back fund of 5 to 10% as well. So this way, you're actually managing all your money, finances in all different buckets, and the making becomes easy. Next time you go to Charleston Mall or whichever mall, and you see this beautiful dress hanging there, and you're looking for an occasion, ooh, I'm going to use it for that. Open your account and see how much your personal pay is. If that's not going to suffice, then probably push it forward for the next one. Right? But if you get to see an opportunity where you can invest and that will help you to build more money, let's go for it, right? When you don't have this strategy around, that's when we lead into making imbalanced investments, imbalanced expenses, those parties we spend on to, those vacations we spend on to, and then we are stuck because we have made the decision and don't know how to meet the ends. Any questions with these?
I have a
Yeah,
question.
I have one question, please.
Yes.
So we started off with a similar approach long time ago, and then I have one daughter. Just for context, I have one daughter, and she's 15 years old now. And then we quickly realized that there's not much need for personal pay. We don't spend much. We don't find joy in shopping or things like that. But the essentials for us translated into not just mortgage and groceries and your regular bills, right? As I said, I have a teen daughter, and she does a lot of activities and a lot of. I am selling my kidney to put her through tuitions. Okay, if we see tuitions are that expensive, I'm selling my kidney. So such I couldn't put this is actually essential for me, for her life, for her growth. But that fee that I put in for her, all her classes, her tuitions, it's definitely doesn't, when I add my mortgage and my grocery and bills again to it, it's definitely more than 50, 60% sometimes, depending on what tuition we are putting. It can be time bound for a year or two. It can be, I'm hoping it's time bound for a year or two, but sometimes, one thing closes and other thing starts and things like
Yes.
that. So, I think my point is, how do I rearrange this so that where yeah, how do I carve out the jar for this to say that, okay, this is for my daughter's education? Should that go under the growth jar, or does it go under, I don't know, what does
Well,
it go under?
it's personal meaning to you, Kirti. Everything again is relevant or perspective is yours. It can be growth jar, it can be your personal jar as well, which is your daughter's education, right? Depending on your personal circumstances, what you have, if you can put the 15% aside and think about it as your daughter's fund where you can invest into daughter's extracurricular activities, tuitions, and stuff like that, then you can put it like that. For some people, they have a lot more funds available where they can put that into, a separate thing. So accommodate, this is just a like a guideline around what you can do. This is starting point with. Now you can edit this with what it means to you with personal circumstances, right? What I'm going to do is there is this tracker here. Scan this, or we can even send it to you. This is a tracker which helps you to actually put down all your income and expenses month by month, right? And then you can get a good perspective if make a copy of this, guys. Don't edit the tracker. Make a copy of this so it is private to you and start updating. And I have done this with my clients and they have completely like blown away with the clarity it gives. So it gives you a complete mortgage, this, that, just put it in the income and expenses and see the ratio where you're at. And that will help you to set these jars properly. And then if you want to make a separate jar for your kids, you can make it. Or if that jar is the freedom fund jar, you can put that depending on how you want to accommodate that. It's about organizing the structure that is relevant to your lifestyle. Some people make a travel fund separate. Some people may need to have a India, they're supporting your parents. So that would be there, right? So this tracker will help you to get the numbers right, and then you can see what is the percentage you're using on each one in order to set those percentages strict. Then going forward, you can just start transferring the money into relevant funds.
Can I chip in?
Yes.
Um, Kirti, I don't know if your daughter is working already, but one thing that we've actually done, I've done it previously with our clients as well, is involving their teenager, because what happens is then they understand the reality and the meaning. They become very creative, and potentially they will also help you in this journey as well, because every goal has to progress somewhere, right? So they'll help you in those imperfect moments and even help you with small changes that will all compound together. So yeah, definitely keep going and be intentional. Let's keep tweaking. You've got this.
True, very true. I completely agree with what you're saying. Yeah, she is. I do involve her, and yeah, I wanted to make mistakes when she's with me, so that she doesn't make costly mistakes when she's alone. Yeah, so yeah, completely agree. Thanks, Shweta.
Oh, we've done some very costly mistakes, Kirti, but we're still learning and growing.
Audrey, I have a question.
Yeah.
So you said like these things we need different accounts. You mean the different bank accounts, or in the same bank we have a different bills accounts or something?
I will say if you have the discipline to see the money in different accounts in the savers and not action it, then keep it in the same bank. But if you are a little naughty and you would see some money in the other account and transfer and use it, then put it in different banks.
All right, yeah, because I remember Keith, you also know that we've had a discussion in our group chats, like saying like in different bank accounts, if you have a minimum amount or that amount, they take money from like a
There
service.
are lots of bank accounts which do it for free these days. So it's
Yes.
finding the right accounts.
Yeah, the finding the right account also
Yeah.
makes difference. Yes, that's what. Yeah. Thank
So
you.
if you have business, and we do this for business as well, ANZ actually does it, NAM has it. So it does actually 5 accounts and they're free of charge. There's no minimum cost and stuff like that for business. In personal, I have Bankwest account, which is saver. So Bankwest, ME Bank used to do that. Then all these ING does it. So all these other banks which are not like I don't know about for personal accounts, I don't use ANZ. I use actually Bankwest and ING. So those banks actually allow you to add savers and stuff like that.
Just a quick disclaimer,
I would
guys.
just say yes for that because
We are not
banquets
promoting any
do
bank
have.
here, so please do your
Yeah.
own due diligence and go ahead with it because we are not meant to be promoting any banks.
That's right. Yes.
Okay.
Uh,
So this
Sorry,
tracker, if you want,
one more question, please,
yes,
if I
yes.
may. So I have an emergency fund set up for 6 months of my current lifestyle, and then I stopped my jar for freedom fund. Is that okay? What would you suggest?
Start investing. Seek some financial plan and start investing. Start
No,
buying
no. Is it
property.
okay for me to stop
Yeah,
my?
yeah, 6 months is pretty good.
Okay.
6 months is pretty good. And now you start looking at how you can multiply your money
Hmm,
because I think 6 months is good enough for you to get job. Now check, go to financial planner and get your disability covers and all of that in place so that if something happens, then you're taken care of from that perspective. And then multiply your money.
right, right. So the lifetime of a jar is not permanent,
No,
and you can add and subtract, grow and retrieve your
yeah,
jars in
six
the
months
cycle
is
of time.
pretty
Okay.
good. Like keep that there and don't touch it. Now it's
Mm,
time for you to build, multiply.
mm.
Love it. Um, I would love to get a nice photo of each one of you if you can show up.
Sorry, one more question. I got it here.
Yes, we do have a question in answer section, so don't worry, go for it.
Wonder when both the husband and wife earn out to do, they say only wife's earnings. We'll always put money together. I don't want to ask in public, so how it will be is like if they have only one account, the joint, how they do this all different accounts to share.
So this bit, right? So
Yes.
with husband and wife, you can have a joint account where you transfer that much amount for the bills and stuff like that, depending on the agreement you have, because you both are earning. Some relationships they do 50-50. Some uh, people we work with, they actually do 50-50. Some of them have one person earning, so this applies. Some of you have different levels of income, and you want to keep a separate account where you put in the money for the bills. Your salary, of course, that's your personal use. Emergency fund, also some people have it together, some people have it separate. Again, depends on how you share the relationship is. Investments, some people do their own investment, some people do a together one, one of you, sometimes one partner is supporting the other. So it's very, very tailored made, so to say, in relationships, right? There is no one size fits all. This is a guideline, but if you have two, if you are more aligned towards, you're going to spend a whole lifetime together, and no matter what, you'll grow old together, then join it all. And or you want to have separate, even though you want to spend a whole life together, you want your independence and separate, then do this model alone together, like separately in your accounts.
Yeah, I'm not a coaches like them, but my own, and I had a lot of experience with people with that. So I had keep your own account, even though you earn and put together. Uh,
Absolutely.
Take your own account, save little bit, little, even as they mentioned in $5 each day. Keep yourself. Anyway, we are husband, wife, partners, or whatever. We are independent. We need our own self, own care.
100%. My mom kept telling me that.
Yeah, my dad used to say that even though you are dependent on with me or husband or brother, You have your own account, own job, own thing, lifelong. Even though we don't have a job, that's okay. You earn your own money or get your money from your husband. The olden days, my mom always take money from my dad's pocket, even though they have a quarrel fight. Every day you're taking money, but I'll also feel, mommy, you're a shameless. You're taking money from dad's pocket. She said, like, no, that's my money too. That's my contribution.
Correct.
Yes. And she died last year, but she had a like 35 lakhs in her bureau in the wardrobe, and she saved a lot of gold jewelries, everything. Now I'm missing her, even though whenever I'll go to home, she'll give us in the purse, right? In the jewelry, they'll give a free purse. She'll give, oh, go spend money. I'll open that 10,000, 5,000. She'll give us.
Wow.
I'll give her back, Amma, I spent this much money. No, no, keep it saving. Don't tell your papa. Go and ask Appa also money. Go. Don't tell him that I gave. That's how she'll ask. This is a kind of way how we have to earn. That's how she taught us. Now I'm also ask my husband, give money, go get the bank. ATM, I don't want a go to ATM and get every week money. Because the money speaks a power. Something
Mommy has to come out.
Love that, Pooja. Love that. Absolutely. Like, I, I
yes.
would highly recommend have your independent accounts, have your independent savings, always have it for the rainy day. Never know for your expenses, for your the lifestyle you want to live. And that's very, very important. But again, every relationship is different, so I'm just respectful of what your beliefs and this is around it. Uh, I would love to actually, Kate, if you would like to jump in. So, Kate, we're working with Kate on this project, which is about a side hustle. And for those who want to look into a side hustle or an opportunity where you can, um, you know, get more money in, then connect with Kate and she'll be able to give us a little bit brief, if that's okay, Kate. Quickly, a little bit brief of the project you're working on, and we're collaborating with her. Here you go.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me here, ladies. And it's been a real honor to be here tonight. If you can hear my little boy in the background, I have a little boy with autism, and that was what spun me onto this particular journey itself. So, being in the network with Audrey, Shwetha, and Pooja has been a real honor. We are actually leading a health and wellness program into India on the 1st of November, and it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. What we're doing is we're looking to actually empower our families back with the control on their health. We have a health and wellness program that's we're actually partnered with Infosys, OpenAI, Full Power AI, and we're launching the world's first integrated health and wellness ecosystem into India. So you're going to be able to measure your antioxidant level just from a little fingerprint onto a device. And obviously for somebody like me that has an autistic child that can't get a blood test, that finds it extremely hard to get, to measure our health, it's going to be extremely powerful. And not only are we going to be able to empower the people of India, together, the women of Australia, New Zealand, we're in 50 odd countries. We're all doing this as a team, and we're empowering as many women as possible to take control back of their health and also their wealth. So it's a very heart-driven project that we're on right now. And it's going to be a super, super exciting project. So if any of you want more information, please reach out, because we're going to be talking about this a lot more. But again, thank you so much, ladies, for having me on today. I really, really appreciate it. And I can't wait to come back.